Hello and welcome to Tom's Garage, and today we're going to be working on my 2003 Volkswagen Passat V6 4Motion. And in today's video I'm going to show you one of the most basic things that you can do to your car, and that is changing the wheel. First of all, you're going to want to locate your spare wheel. In this case, on the VW Passat, it is located underneath the trunk floor, right here. If you have an SUV, like a Chevrolet Tahoe or a Land Rover Discovery, your spare wheel will be located underneath the trunk. Next thing you're going to want to do is locate the tools that you're going to need for the job. Most cars do come with a spare wheel, and they do come with a set of tools. Now in the Passat, it is located on the driver's side of the vehicle. Simply open this away and your tool should be here and down here. This is where the jack stand will go. This is where the tools needed to take the wheel off will go. This is the kit that comes in your car. A pouch, a tyre iron, a locking wheel nut and a jack stand. This is what's used to take your nuts off of the wheel and therefore get the wheel off. This is obviously to lift your car up off the ground so you can then pull your wheel off and simply put the new one on. This will do the job, however I'm going to show you something that will do the job even better. This is a breaker bar, and this is what I use to loosen the nuts on my wheels. The reason why I use this is because if you compare this to this has a lot more leverage compared to the regular tyre iron that you're going to get with the car. This means that you have greater force to twist the bolts off. If you want to go one step further, then you can get yourself one of these. This is what's called an impact gun or an impact wrench. What this does is it has a very powerful motor inside that means that once you've broken the bolts with your breaker bar, you could just quickly and easily take these on and off and then tighten them again with the breaker bar. It makes the job a lot more efficient, a lot more easier, and it just goes a lot quicker as well. Now we're at the stage where you're going to need to lift your car off the ground just a little bit, so then you can unbolt the bolts on that's holding your wheel on, and then we can lift the car up ever so slightly, so then we can pull that wheel off and put the spare one on. Now for this 2003 Passat, you have this little clip here. You pull that and it gives you this small structural support where you can then mount your jack onto there and then lift your car up. It's a little bit different for the rear, so I'm just going to show you how to do that now. On the rear of the car, you have this little arrow here, which means that you're going to want to anchor your jack in between here and here. Once you have your jack in place, you're going to want to turn ever so slightly, so then there is weight holding on the jack stand. Do not lift your car up entirely yet. What we're going to do is we're going to loosen the bolts first as the car's on the ground. As a health and safety warning, these jacks that come with your car, if you read in the owner's manual and on the directions on the jack itself, they only support a certain amount of weight. You should never ever have that jack completely up. It is not designed to support the full weight of your car. It's only designed so you can get the wheel off. For the purpose of this video, I'm going to be using my breaker bar and my impact gun to make this job a lot easier. If you do have one of these, then the socket for this particular wheel is 17 millimeters. So we're going to go ahead and undo all the bolts. Once you've loosened all the bolts, what we're going to do is we're going to go back to our jack and we're going to slowly lift the car up. For the purpose of this video, I'm going to be using my impact wrench. It takes the bolts off a lot quicker, and if you have one, it's a great tool to have. Simply Make sure that when you are unbolting your wheel, make sure to have some sort of support while you do it, because you do not want your wheel to fall off and damage the brakes behind it. Simply lift and pull. Remove your flat. Now, one thing I will mention is that this is a full size spare wheel. It's the same width, it has the same tyre dimensions as our alloy wheel. Some cars do come with a space saver, and it does say on the space saver and in the owner's manual that you can only do 50 miles an hour on those wheels. Once you have the wheel on, make sure your bolt patterns all line up. Grab your bolt and simply hand tighten them in for now, and then we are going to tighten them some more once we've got them hand tightened. Now that we have the wheel on, go ahead and use your tyre iron that came with the car, or you can use an impact wrench. Just make sure that you have it turning clockwise versus anti-clockwise. So we're going to go ahead and tighten the bolts. If you are using a breaker bar, make sure to put the 17mm bolt back on. Now we're just going to want to tighten them. Once you've tightened your bolt, go ahead and lower the jack down, put your broken wheel in the trunk, and you are all set. And that is how you change a spare wheel.